All right. Well, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life on Tirzepatide. Today, I just want to kind of talk to you about what it is like from an average guy doing his daily tasks, stuck in a fat body, what it's like living with life on this injection once a week. So, this isn't a doctor talking. This isn't your health coach. This is just me. I am a regular guy, so I think, a husband, a dad, a full-time food sales rep, sharing what the last 8 days on Tirzepatide have actually felt like. I'm not here to hype you. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to share my story with you. And if it helps you make a decision to get one step closer to taking this same exact injection every week, then hit the like button, share something in the comments, and let's connect, because I would love the opportunity to build community around an honest review. So why am I really making this video? I started this because when I searched for Tirzepatide experiences, I mostly found doctors explaining the mechanics or influencers showing their highlight reel. What I didn't find was someone like me, someone overweight, busy, tired, mentally worn down, and explaining how this medicine actually feels in real life. And that's what this is. At its core, Tirzepatide is a medication that works on hormones that regulate appetite, blood sugar, and digestion. Simple. So how hard can it be? It slows your digestion. It signals to your brain fullness sooner, so you feel full quicker, and it quiets the constant mental chatter around food. For someone like me, that's constantly in and out of restaurants every single day, I am picking up samples, I am walking into accounts, I'm building relationships. I am never not around food. And for me, the noise around food is quite loud. It's not magic here, but it does change how your body responds to food. And that's kind of what my journey has been like, really the last week of being on Tirzepatide, and what I'm starting to notice in week 2 as I continue on this journey. So I started on a microdose, a very small amount, and this isn't about slamming your body with medication. It's truly about letting your system adjust to it. And so my doctor started me on a low dose, and she said, you'll do microdosing for about a month, and then we'll increase your dose, and then we'll increase your dose even more the next month based on your progress. But what shocked me is that even at this low dose, I'm feeling changes almost immediately that was completely unexpected when I started this medicine. The idea with Tirzepatide is gradual increases. You start small, you see how your body reacts, and you manage those side effects, and then you slowly step up if needed. And that honestly scares me a bit because of the medicine itself, but because of how, not because of the medicine itself, but because of how powerful even the smallest dosage in my body has already had its effects on me. The effects were not subtle. My appetite didn't slowly decrease. It literally shut down. And it's very hard to explain. Someone that is constantly on the go, go. I come home and then I lock myself in my office, and I've been on YouTube for, this is going to be 2026, is going to be 4 years on YouTube. And I've built a very strong presence on the platform. Not tooting my own horn, but we've surpassed over 30 million views across multiple channels. So I know what it's like to build community on YouTube, and I want to build that same mindset around this. I am your typical guy who will have something crave or something going on in his life, and I have a lot of stress in my life, both personal and workload related, and I'll crave food or I'll graze, but I never ever sit down with intention to eat. I just go about eating what I want, how I want. I don't care what the calories are. I usually go towards the things that are bad for me, and that's usually, honestly, how my body has adapted over the years to, putting on more weight. But on Tirzepatide, what I've noticed is that I'm feeling full faster. Just last night, I actually went out with my kids to Chick-fil-A, hoot hoot for anyone that loves Chick-fil-A, and I got the wrap, and usually I could down the wrap, a large Coke, a large fry, 2 packets of the avocado ranch dressing with no issue. I couldn't even finish the first wrap. I couldn't even finish half the box of fries. And I drank maybe a quarter of the Coke. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the medicine is actually doing its job. It's suppressing the appetite. It's controlling how fast you feel full. And that's probably the best thing I can have in my life right now, being that I'm constantly around food. Now let's talk about food noise. It's gone. Okay, then this is huge. I didn't realize how loud food noise was until it disappeared. Like I just said, I'm not grazing anymore. I'm not thinking about snacks. I'm not mentally planning my next meal while still eating the current one. And that mental silence alone kind of feels like life change. Like I finally have peace in that area. And I think with that peace, it's going to really help me choose healthier options, but I think it's also going to help me lose the weight and get my life back in order. Because as of right now, my first week, I was not anticipating losing 10 pounds. I mean, the last time I lost 10 pounds, okay, it usually took more than a month. I literally lost 10 pounds in my first week on Tirzepatide. And I want to be very clear here. I can't remember the last time I truly, as I sit here and reflect, the last time I lost 10 pounds in 1 week, let alone a month. And this was on a microdose. A very low microdose. I mean, I'm not putting in nearly what most people are into their stomach area every single week. And this blows my mind. And that's why I started this channel, because I really just want to document it. And if anything, it's probably more of a podcast than it's going to be, just me just sharing what life is truly like with these injections in my body every week. My energy is back. Usually by 2 p.m., I'm usually done. I'm crashing, I'm dragging. Sometimes I take naps just to function. That hasn't happened. My energy is steady, it's clear, it's consistent, and this alone tells me something internally is beginning to change even after 7 days on the medicine. Well, really 8 yesterday. But I will tell you this, there are side effects. And my dad went on this medicine, or a version of this medicine, and he lost most of his belly, which is where, the pesces, we hold our weight is in our guts. And he told me, he said, you may not notice things until the first month, but you will definitely feel the effects within the first 2 days on the injection. And I didn't believe him. But going into week 2, the constipation is real. And I'm not here to sugarcoat it. The constipation showed up immediately after I took my second dose. The suppression showed up immediately after I took my second dose. But the reason why constipation is happening is because part of it is due to the slower digestion process. Tirzepatide's supposedly supposed to hold the food in your stomach longer and slow the digestion process. And yes, it's uncomfortable, and I'm learning how to manage it. More water, fiber awareness, not straining, not ignoring the signals. It's manageable, but it's real, okay? And I don't want to sugarcoat it. I do want you to know you will experience constipation. The key thing is just listen to your body and don't try to push, don't try to strain yourself. The journey is still mental, right? Here's the part that people aren't talking about. Seeing results this fast is exciting, but it's also scary, right? You grow up with that notion, if it's too good to be true, it usually is, right? And so I'm asking myself, what happens once the dose increases? How does my body continue to adapt? And will this pace slow down? And those questions still sit in the back of my mind. And it's okay. I give myself that grace, and I know that, hey, it's a journey. Let's go through it together. How does eating out look differently now? I noticed this on day 8 when I went out with a colleague that I couldn't finish my meal. In fact, when I ordered my Philly cheesesteak, I told the waitress, I said, hey, listen, I don't want the bread. And she's like, the bread? That's like the best part. It's what makes the meal. She said, are you on a diet or something? I said, actually, I am. But I made that conscious decision because I knew that I would be full very quickly once I started consuming. So instead of being filled up on the bread, I wanted to be filled up on the protein itself. That was a really big change for me to just understand that concept. And, 8 days being on Tirzepatide has really just showed me that I can do it. You can do it. Like I said, I went out with my kids. I had Chick-fil-A and usually I could down an entire meal. And then maybe 2 or 3 more Cokes on top of that. And I couldn't, but I didn't feel like I was starving afterwards. In fact, I didn't feel hungry, and I still don't feel hungry on day 9. So just take it slowly and know that you have the willpower. And on this, I'm not calling it a diet, but on this medicine, it really calms the noise in your head. And for the first time, if you are a grazer like me, for the first time, you will feel the effects of what it feels like when the brain has been turned on mute and you can actually focus and function like a normal person. And for me, this is new territory. So Tirzepatide isn't doing the work for me. It is finally giving me space to do the work myself, space to listen to the fullness, signals. My brain's telling me I'm full. Stop. Space to stop fighting my own biology every single day. 8 days in, better than I ever expected. And in just 8 days, those results have exceeded what I thought was ever possible. Not just on a scale, but mentally, emotionally, and physically. And I'm staying honest with myself by surrounding myself in community and talking about it. I think we don't talk about this enough in society. And so a lot of people just get into this deep limbo of things and they have no real community to turn to. Well, I'm here to change that, and I'm here to dominate searches. It's what I did with food service education, my growing online certification channel where I teach, specific certification to specific students in food service. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to change the search results on YouTube. And hopefully, if you got value, you hit that like button because it really does position ourselves in front of more people searching for the word Tirzepatide. Why am I keeping on with this journey by sharing it with the world? It's simple. I'm not here to convince you to take this medication. That's between you and your doctor. You have to make that decision. But what I am here is to show you what this looks like from a regular guy living a regular life, working a full-time job, eating on the road, raising kids, and trying to survive the modern food culture. And if this has helped even one person feel less alone, then this channel and this video is worth it. So here's my final thought. For the first time in a long time, I don't feel like I'm losing a fight with food. And that might be the biggest win of them all. In week 1, I actually feel like I'm in control, and you will have control. I can't even imagine what it would be like when I fill the entire syringe with the medication and inject an entire full syringe in. If I'm feeling the effects from just microdosing, I can't imagine the effects once she increases my dosage.